Hey guys, welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I'm Nerdarchy's Ryan, and today I'm joined by
Nerdarchy's Ted.
I'm Dave.
And today we make a trip to Westros, where we D&Dize the Imp, also known as Tyrion Lannister.
If you want to jump down the description below, you can sign up for Nerdarchy, the newsletter. It's a great way to get gaming tips, as well as learn how to game with Nerdarchy.
Again, it's time to D&Dize another character. We're going to Westeros. We don't do too many fantasy characters, but we're going to delve into this one a little bit. So let's start with the race.
Yeah, so what race could little Tyrion Lannister possibly be?
What could the half-man be?
You could literally go human and just say he's got dwarfism.
Mm-hmm. I have done that for a character. Yeah.
You could actually make him a dwarf.
No,
and make him weak one. I was going there too.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you could go gnome, dwarf, halfling, or human and tweak it a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna just go and rule out gnome. I don't see in any way, shape, or form in any of that I've read or seen that Tyrion fits into being a gnome.
Now, I have an argument for that.
Go for it.
He designs the saddle for Brandon Stark. Although he doesn't have the use of legs, he can be mobile and move.
And my counter argument is he's intelligent.
Yeah, oh well, my counter argument is gnomes get the bonus to intelligence as their stat.
Yeah.
So rock gnome, tinker.
I could also see Lightfoot halfling, or even stout halfling to a degree.
See,
we're so stout. He's not stealthy.
Yeah.
I would lean towards stout or human personally.
Stout, human, or rock gnome. So it's kind of what
we're going. Yeah. We're kind of split on this one. We'll let you guys fight it out in the argument section below.
So we have three different options for race. Like I said,
you guys help us sort that out.
Background? Is this a debate?
Noble, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, he's absolutely. You know what though? He is a noble, but at the same time he could be a sage as well because he's so learned. But let's go noble because that's his background.
You know what? If it was a Meister, I would go sage, but I feel like noble, just like maybe he just gets knowledge skills for noble.
He drinks and he knows things is kind of his tagline.
And the god of wine and tits. So you're noble.
Yeah.
But so that brings us to a class, and that's where we're going to get the skills. There is only really two classes to go with.
Yeah.
Now, granted,
but it's a debate of is he a single class or multi-class between them.
I think he's going to be single class.
Okay.
The problem is the world of Westeros has very low magic. People do not cast spells for the most part. There's like one spellcaster. She's got one trick. But then at the same time, there's dragons, very magical. There's the White Walkers, which are basically crazy zombies.
They're whites. I would call them
kind of
whites.
Sort of have magic items.
Yeah, there are some magic.
Yeah,
there's a couple things out there that
It's a low magic campaign, so certain things. Are less.
So that really makes it hard because Ted was making the argument that you feel like he should be.
I think he should be a bard.
What college are you going with it?
College of Lore.
College of Lore? I would almost think College of Valor for like things that he's literally done in the books.
He is martially trained. And
he's led men on the field. So.
He is an experienced character. We were talking off air of going somewhere between like 6th and 12th. So like he could literally have just taken the feat martially trained, and taken a couple martial weapons.
Well, he could, but he's also been trained to wear armor to a certain extent. Because he does that in the Battle of Blackwater when he leads the men out himself. Who does he have following? They're not wildlings, right? Are they wildlings?
They're they're not wildlings. Shit, I can't remember the name of the
they very much feel like them though.
Yeah. They're still like wild men.
Northmen, North barbarian type men.
So my argument for being bard is he knows a lot and he's very, very intelligent. So I would put his expertise in the different history and wouldn't be a knowledge arcana, but I mean it could be some kind of lore type thing, and it just fits better because I don't see him when he does engage in combat. Yes, he manages to do something successfully. He's not the one actually out there doing all of the killing like a College of Valor would be.
You can give dice to other people that they can spend for like you can kind of give people advice and morale things. Like he did things to rally the troops. It wasn't that he was really fighting himself, but I mean he did a little bit.
So to me that fits more into the sort of trained in battle College of Lore because he knows things, and throughout the entire
the
thing.
D&D College of Lore really says
It's
spellcaster.
spellcastery, and we're
Screams
talking
magic.
like we're trying to veer away from spellcasters a little bit because Westeros doesn't really have your spell slingers.
But
so
the only other option is rogue,
yeah,
and he doesn't have the mass pool of sneak attack dice that the rogues would get.
I mean, spoilers, but there's certain things that he does do that actually does kind of work as far as that. So I would go with Rogue Mastermind, absolutely.
Maybe he's just really low level.
Well, I mean,
So he doesn't have many dice.
That being said, like the power curve in a Game of Thrones sort of world is going to be much lower. It's a sort of low magic. Sort of low fantasy sort of setting, and it's not like you have a bunch of 15th to 20th level characters roaming around. Like a 12th level character in Game of Thrones seems like that would be the high bar. That's the high bar for anybody.
Yeah, Tyrion might just be like a 4th or 5th level character because, because there's definitely more socially driven, and Westeros is just a different kind of campaign world, for gaming. And
you can still get more XP for killing things rather than socially defeating them, apparently. If we're going sort of with Dungeons and Dragons, let's say like a 4th level rogue mastermind who he can basically give some inspiration to his swordsman Bronn. There was the one instance where he offed a guy on a chamber pot who I won't spoil who that is. So like most people.
I'm pretty sure he bashed someone with a shield at some point. Like there's definitely a lot of things where where you would basically like that's a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, except for by D&D Raw, he wouldn't get the sneak attack on a shield because of the weapon quality.
He has a nice DM. He allowed it this time.
Improvised weapon.
Yeah.
So, all right, I will concede. So we've got a noble mastermind. Is there anything else that we need to...
That's a hybrid halfling human rock gnome.
Yeah, it could be all
So
those
we're
things.
letting dwarf go?
Yeah. Because
He doesn't really speak to his suite of capabilities at all.
So with that, we also have to talk about feats because you guys were, when you're bantering back and forth about Bard or not, I'm like, you know what? He's got the leadership feat. Like definitely, like he's several occasions throughout the stories he's inspired other people.
So if he's human, we have 2 feats to work with. If he's not human, we literally have 1. I would say that Lucky works for a lot of things, but like I feel like there's a lot of things he's come out of, especially when he's like forced into situations of combat. He's gotten by the skin of his teeth. So Lucky, I feel like, kind of applies.
So we could settle on human with leadership and lucky.
But then there's other things like observation that fits him really well. As well.
When you make these type of characters, yes, he could be observant, but does he have just a good wisdom score and proficient in perception? If he's rogue, he's going to have a
expertise.
Bigger, he's got expertise. So like, I'm definitely going to say he's got an expertise in history because he knows that.
So we could do that.
I mean, I see him as, he's not going to have great physical stats.
No.
So it's all going to veer towards mentals. So all those things are pretty good. High intelligence, fairly high wisdom, fairly high charisma. Like, so really.
Well, then, and when you look at it that way too, the actual gnome and halfling kind of veer away from that as well because they do have good physical stats. Their bonuses are physical.
Yeah, but you could put 8 in Constitution to have him have a 10 Constitution, right? Isn't it a +2 for gnomes? Or
I would think his Constitution wouldn't be poor because he drinks so much and and he isn't dead.
Yeah, I mean, or you could put his 10 in that, like second highest stat in Constitution or second lowest stat in Constitution.
Well, no, what I'm thinking, if you made him a halfling, even if you dumped Dex, that makes him average, and like he doesn't move great.
Yeah. That's true, but gnome is only getting a bonus to Constitution and Intelligence. Which Constitution, if you put a 10 there, he's got a 12, and that says okay, he can drink.
Yeah, which isn't bad. You can dump in Strength for an 8 makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. Yeah, 8 that.
My biggest point is if you make him a halfling.
Yeah, he's going to be too dexy.
Yeah, he's too dexy. He's so dexy,
and he knows it.
Yeah. So I'm really leaning towards human or rock gnome.
All right, well, then I will go for human, and he's got the dwarfism just to get the extra feet.
Okay.
And
So at first I was thinking you were talking about like a mechanical thing. There's no flaws in this game.
no. Make him be a human so that he has the feat, and he's got his.
Well, the other thing too is like maybe he doesn't even have lucky. Maybe like if you look at the the bonds, the flaws, and
he just has a lot of inspiration.
He gets inspiration a lot.
I mean, because Peter Dinklage as Tyrion Lannister, like he inspires me.
Yeah.
Like,
no. Like think about it. Like if your flaw has something to do with combat, which I think it would, right? Where he would probably it'd come up a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Like this is a little aside, but the number of women that like think that Peter Dinklage is sexy, like I was impressed. I was like, wow, man, it's Peter Dinklage is apparently he's a sexy beast.
I don't know. I haven't done the survey. If any women are watching in the comments below, why don't you let us know?
Why don't you tell us? So we'd love to hear that. But also, too, if you want us to D&Dize other Game of Thrones characters, put them in the comments below. Maybe if you see a character you like, you can like somebody else's comment. So if we see high numbers of likes, we're like, all right, we should absolutely do this character next.
Yeah, that's a good idea. A little, basically almost like a little survey in the comments.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, why don't you drop a comment below while you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can visit our noble house of nerdarchy.com.
And while there, don't forget to get some sweet swag.
So until next time,
Stay nerdy.